Hello, I'm Luke Riley, and this is Secrets of the Red Carpet on emPOWERme.tv. Today, we have stylist Chris Manor with us with the latest in monochromatic dressing. Also in the house is everybody's favorite anesthesiologist, Roma Maffia, hot off the set from the Hive with Halle Berry. But first, let's buzz on over and say hello to the queen bee of the chat room, the lovely Alana Pratt. Hello, Alana.
Hello, Luke, and anesthesiologist. My sister's an anesthesiologist. I love it. Oh, I'm so glad to see you, and I want you out there in here with me. So if you're on emPOWERme.tv, welcome back. However, now in season 2, we are chatting over on YouTube. So I want you to go to youtube.com/emPOWERme.tv. You'll see the video. Underneath it this week, it is called Instant Style Impact. Simply click on that and the chat box will appear and we will be able to chat, because I really want to be able to bring your questions into the show. It is free, it is live, and it is fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you, Alana. And now it's time to find out what's red hot on the red carpet. Okay, so the red carpet has been so busy this summer, it's like the Hunger Games with ball gowns, which, come to think of it, is just like the Hunger Games. Some of the hottest looks have come from red carpet chameleon Emma Stone. Now, Emma's come a long way from the easy A. For instance, here's what she threw down at the Paris premiere of The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, I call this look je ne sais glam. She's proven she can hold her own with other rising red carpet royalty, as shown here, alongside Gossip Girl's Blake Lively, Harry Potter's Emma Watson, and Twilight's Kristen Stewart. Now, the soft elegance of this next dress from Giovanni Battista Valli is last year's Oscars dress for her at the red carpet. And for me, it foretells her costumes in the upcoming period drama Gangster Squad, which is opening September 7th. Now, it's here that she's reteamed with Crazy Stupid Love co-star Ryan Gosling. You know, when you say that all together, it sounds like a comment on Ryan Gosling, but it's really not. Okay, last pick, and this is a knockout. This ensemble by Elie Saab, are we up? Yes? Perfect, good, is crazy hot, and it's a tribute to Yves Saint Laurent's Le Smoking. So you can really see from the beginning photograph to this how many different looks she has and how changeable she is. Now, this look is really easy to reproduce at retail, either contemporary or vintage. All you need to do is get a beaded cardigan, a high-waisted pleated pant, and a great belt, and then, you know, some color at the waist. And that's this week's Red Hot on the red carpet. Now, always remember, whether your red carpet is on Hollywood Boulevard or your favorite restaurant in Portland, glamour is a state of mind. So, have you ever wondered if there's a formula that will give you instant impact in an outfit? Well, there is. And our next guest, Chris Manor, has the give on how to bring it home. Welcome to the latest in. Welcome, Chris. Welcome back. Good to see you.
It's good to be back.
You're looking all Corel in your outfit today with your leather jacket.
You're looking very monochromatic yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. I try and stay thematic with the show. So, you know, we're going to talk about what today?
We're going to talk about monochromatic dressing today, which is, as you said, a great way to have an instant impact outfit.
So, monochromatic dressing is wearing all the same color, not unlike what I've done.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, really, monochromatic dressing is wearing the same color. It can be any shade. It can be any tone, just as long as it's the same color.
Okay. Now, you have some pictures to show us, right, of some examples? Because the celebrities have been working monochromatic color all summer, right?
You know, we always take our inspiration at the latest in from celebrities. So today we have looks from Nicole Richie, Pompeo, and Tom Brady.
So, Ellen, what's Pompeo rocking today?
Pompeo was seen wearing a really cool casual monochromatic look. It's shades of beige. You like that take on shades of gray?
Yeah, I do.
That, you know, that was mine.
50 Shades of Beige.
Exactly. A really cool look, a very easy look, good for summertime.
Right.
And, you know, not a lot of women can wear colors that fair all over.
Right.
But she pulls it off really well.
She pulls it off really well. And the bag was the same color. I was really impressed.
Everything. Completely.
So now, what, you have a man in here somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, we do. You know, we always like to sneak in a guy when we can. Tom Brady
Also
on the cover of V-Man magazine wearing black on black everything.
And with the perfect accessory, the Doberman Pinscher.
Exactly. It's badass, right?
It's totally badass. So Tom Brady is like the fashionista's fashionista. I mean,
Gisele Bündchen,
he's married to a supermodel.
the Met Gala, the
and
Super Bowl
everybody
rings.
takes pictures. Everywhere he walks, everywhere he goes, somebody takes a picture of him.
Exactly.
And talks about his outfit.
Listen.
Okay, well.
I want to be him when I grow up.
Yeah, it's too late for me. So let's move on to Nicole Richie is the next.
Yes.
Right? So Nicole Richie.
Our last monochromatic look
who's
is
filled out nicely.
Right?
Right?
I mean, she's really talk about a style evolution and growing into it.
Right, and really, I think, really come around to an amazing look and healthy place for herself. It's really nice to see.
And all black, again, Nicole Richie wearing
Right.
all black, showing women how that's done.
Go back to that one picture for a minute, the all-black picture of Nicole Richie. The thing that's really great about this is when you wear something monochromatic like that, it's really a great opportunity to set off an accessory.
Exactly.
Right? To really showcase an accessory like she's done with this amazing yellow crocodile handbag.
Yeah, I mean, in the neutral shoe, it's like you said, it's a great base to do monochromatic and then pop a color.
Now, we have some things here in monochromatic. Let's have a look at the forms.
Yes.
Now, tell me about this first one, because that's man's looks there.
Yes, our first look is a take on the black on black as seen on Tom Brady. A black dress shirt, a nice black slim tie, a black cardigan, a black trouser. Very cool look, very easy look, and as you said, instant impact.
And it doesn't have to be a sport coat or a suit. You can mix up pieces. You can mix up knit dressing with it.
Yeah, well,
and you
actually,
still get that impact. We have another
here,
piece?
Waiting in the wings. This.
Right.
A really cool jacket from Zara, a denim jacket,
right.
A cool wash, but like you said, not so stuffy, so dressy. We know, guys, you don't always want to put on a suit jacket.
Well, it won't feel like, it'll look like a suit jacket because it's black and it's monochromatic, but you'll get the effect.
Exactly.
Right.
Still a little bit casual, a little bit stylish, kind of the twist, if you will.
And usually you can pull monochromatic dressing together from one vendor even, like from Zara or a...
I mean, it's always easy. It's really easy to find all black everything.
Yeah.
Anywhere
all black,
you go,
you're right. So it's always easy to find all black, not so easy to find a color.
Which gets
so
us to
let's
our
look
next
at this red item you have here.
Now, red is, neither of our looks were red based, but red is always a really great look when talking monochromatic because it's super strong, very aggressive, already is such a statement when you walk in, so to really layer red pieces is just taking the next step.
It's really dramatic. And then there's also one of the other strong trends for summer and into fall, which is the peplum, which is featured both in the jacket and in the dress itself.
I mean, Kim Kardashian, the Duchess of Cambridge.
Well, no, everybody. The great thing about peplums is they make your waist look really small, and then the little skirt part makes
you a little hip.
the hip like go away. It's
For
like
girls
mystery hip.
If you don't have that hourglass silhouette, for sure, dressing with the peplum is going to give you the
Which
curve.
you can accentuate even more by maybe belting it. Right?
I like the way you think.
See?
I like the way you think.
Okay, now who's neutral girl down here?
That's actually a version of Ellen Pompeo's look. It's the beige on beige, a nice pencil skirt, a great blouse that has some really cool detailing at the collar. It's kind of like pearls on the collar. From Zara, you know, all of our looks less than $150.
Which is amazing.
It's really awesome, right?
Yeah.
You two are having too much fun. Let me ask a question here from online. Stella73. She says, does monochromatic dressing benefit me in terms of my body shape? Will it make me look thinner or even potentially bigger?
It won't make you look bigger. Honestly, if you have very different proportions, it'll help streamline your look. So if you're a super curvy girl, if you have very broad shoulders, or if you have a very wide hip, it really helps to streamline the look to dress in one shade.
It will always make you look taller, up and down. So you'll always be taller up and down, all one color. So.
Thank you.
Well, listen, that's all the time we have for this week. We'll look forward to having you come back and bring us another latest look of the week.
Always so much fun, and don't be afraid, you guys out there, to take these looks, the beige, the red, the black. Play with monochromatic looks in your style. I promise you, your friends will compliment you.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So, Alana, how can we keep up, and our viewers keep up with Chris?
Well, you can absolutely keep up with Chris Manor on Twitter, and that is at Chris Manor. That's with an O-R at the end. And also on the pages of Beauty Entertainment Magazine. You know, just yesterday, I didn't get the script yet. I didn't know we were doing the monochromatic dressing, but I think I must have channeled Luke and Chris because I was dressed in this full-on brown, like these big baggy brown pants and a really cool brown belt and a little brown camisole and then a brown hat. And I did get some comments, and I love to feel tall and beautiful, and I'm so grateful. every week after doing this show that I get to go home to what seems like the same old closet, but everything I learn here really expands it all into a whole new wardrobe of confidence and a little bit of boldness and risk for me. So I hope the same happens to you. Now we're going to get back to Luke with this week's installment of The Inside Job.
Thanks, Alana. Last week, I talked about the thresholds you were going to encounter as you proceed with this work, changing your ideas about your looks. Now, I gave you a tool to push through these thresholds in the beauty breath. Keep this tool handy as we move into the next phase of your image recovery. So far, we've recorded both positive and negative image statements. You made a great effort to promote the positive and neutralize the negative. Now, most recently, you've taken on the task of naming the messengers. So it's time to start sorting them out. Okay, so now, I know this must seem like there are a lot of steps to this. And there are, but it's done for a reason. It's for your protection. So it's like this. Image dysmorphia, or looking in the mirror and not seeing what's there, it's like a thought balloon full of ideas, right? And if you let the pressure off, you relieve the pressure little by little by letting things out little by little. You know, you might make some noise. Some of it will even sound like whining, but you have the chance of managing it to the point where it will ease out. And, you know, the other way, trying to do it all at once, you know, you're going to overwhelm your ability to deal with what's coming up. So, one step at a time. Now, clarity is power. By giving this information and your responses to it a structure, you're gaining power over your ideas about your image, your looks, and your look. So, what I want you to do this week is take a step back from the messengers and simply organize the information. Now, remember, clarity is power, and structure will set you free. So, take out your list of messengers and messengers. Now, you're going to break it down like this. First, list out what messages you got directly. So that someone said directly to you. If someone said to you, you're fat, or you're got thunder thighs, or your calves are too big. So list all of those out. Second, list up all the messages you got indirectly by overhearing them. Someone said to someone, you know, you'll never be pretty, or your hair will never be right, or, you know, your feet are always going to be that size. And third, list out the ideas that you got from the media. Now, bear in mind that looking at a picture, we're doing the dialogue in our head. So it might sound like this when you're looking at an ad. Your boobs will never look this good. Or, this is how you're supposed to look. Or, my favorite, I'm worth it because I'm a gorgeous celebrity. Where does that leave you in your hair? So, my chart looks like this, right? Which is sort of what the inside of my head looks like. So you don't have to do it in Microsoft Word. It could be an art project, you know, just whatever gives it some ease for you. Now, you may find that you got the same messages from all three places. That's fine. Just write it down. Now, if you find yourself becoming uncomfortable or resisting this step, then you're doing it correctly. Discomfort is your signal to breathe and push through the threshold. That is all you need to do for now. Next week, we'll bring the messages back into the picture.
Luke, I have to say they are loving your chart. It's really working for them. In fact, Topeka Tornado here says, breaking the info down like this is giving me a chance to step back from it. I can literally get some distance and see more clearly what's operating here. Which brings us to this week's Style Gospel according to Luke.
Thanks, Alana, and thanks to Pika. But just before we start, I have to do something. There's only so much monochromatic dressing I can take. Okay. You've teed me up perfectly for this week's Style Gospel according to Luke, which is really simple. Clarity is power.
Clarity is power. Yes, simple is good, Luke. I love it. So for more about this and other Style Gospels, I encourage you to subscribe right now. Just go ahead. You can do it. And also, you can follow Luke on Twitter. That's at Red Carpet Luke. I love to connect with him during the week. And when we come back, Luke shines the spotlight on the wonderful and amazing Roma Mafia.
Welcome to Weekly Comet.
I'm Jonathan McHugh.
And I'm Tamara Conneff. Each week, we give you the lowdown on what's happening in the world of music. From the latest news to all the must-see shows, what's hot, what's not, we got you covered.
Yes, we do. And we showcase the hottest new bands and up-and-coming acts. Premiere never-before-seen music videos and get the real dirt with unfiltered interviews from the artists themselves.
If we're a new band, we kind of assume that everyone is going to like us anyway.
It's one of those songs that has a hopeless quality to it.
All brought to you live from our Hollywood studio.
We sit down with the most prolific music supervisors and composers in the recording industry, the true wizards behind your favorite movies and TV show music.
We're music lovers, and watching young talent mature, seeing and feeling their words, changing the world through the power of music, it's an incredible feeling.
And a hell of a responsibility. So please join us as we celebrate with great guests and live music.
Thursdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Weekly Comet.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Welcome back as Secrets of the Red Carpet shines the spotlight on Roma Maffia. Now, for Roma Maffia, there's little that this seasoned actress can't tackle. After getting her start off Broadway, she's racked up quite a list of credits. From film roles alongside Hollywood's leading men like Morgan Freeman, Johnny Depp, and Tommy Lee Jones, to her unforgettable characters on television, where Roma is perhaps most familiar for her role as Dr. Liz Cruz on the cutting-edge medical drama Nip Tuck. Let's welcome Roma Maffia. Thank you. Welcome, Roma. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So, you know, you spent a lot of time in scrubs.
Yeah.
You got your start on Chicago Hope, is that right?
I absolutely did. I didn't wear scrubs then.
Oh, you didn't?
I was a civilian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did, however, for years on Nip Tuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Now, we have a picture of from Nip Tuck, do we not, of her, Roma, in the OR? No?
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, look how good that looks.
Now, I just have a question, but
Yeah.
what is it like doing whole scenes with a mask on your face?
I'll tell you right now what I liked.
Yeah.
As I look at this, I remember. I only had to have my eyes done. No lips, no base, no makeup. They didn't have to do my hair. So that was all tied up back. So that meant I spent 10 minutes of makeup.
That's amazing.
I loved it.
Gigi, our makeup artist,
Yeah, she's
Genevieve
fantastic.
Lamb, loves it when I wear a hat because it cuts down my makeup time like by 3/4.
I could see that. Yeah.
So now, you weren't always in scrubs. There's another picture of you and I believe singer Alanis Morissette. Yes, what is going on here?
A mistake.
A mistake in
She
your
was
career?
my lover.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, she was my lover. And she was an evil woman. But here, we're...
It's very David Sedaris. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Christmas in New York at Macy's.
That's not pretty, though. Look what's going on.
Okay, well, let's
Oh.
take that away. So we don't want to.
That hurt.
So, well, you know, you playing a lesbian on television, did it inform the kind of choices you made when you built up the image of that character?
It did a little.
Yeah. What were some of the ways that it changed your idea about how to create the visuals?
Well, I think it was a combination of the things. One thing was that her practicality and her style evolved during
Yes.
the course of the season.
Yes.
I mean, the whole, show. So it began one place and ended up another. She became a glam. She started out in scrubs and ended up at glam.
You ended up a lipstick lesbian.
I was a lipstick
Excellent,
lesbian.
excellent work. Now, speaking of which, there's a picture with you and Julian McMahon, and you're wearing a really beautiful top. Where's that? Yes, I love this top on you.
Isn't that pretty?
It's very soft. The color's great.
It was my pajamas.
Oh, that's your pajamas.
It
Well,
was
no
my
wonder it's
pajamas
soft.
in that scene. Well, actually, no, it wasn't pajamas.
Yeah.
It was like a running suit
Yeah, because I saw some later scenes with you in it.
when I'm naked. But yeah, so no, that was a running suit. That's right. I know it was nice. Felt good. Isn't that important to feel good in your
It's
clothes?
really important to feel good and to feel like they're right.
Yeah.
You know, to feel
It's
like they're
absolutely
right on
true.
Now, speaking of naked, have you had to do many nude scenes in film or film work?
Oh, they won't stop asking me. It's just horrifying.
Me
You don't
too.
know how.
Every time I walk in the door, they say, "Take off your
I
clothes."
know, right?
I said, "I just put this outfit together."
And it looks good.
Thank you.
So, I have to shave often. No, not too many nude scenes.
But it happens.
It does.
Yeah, it happens.
Have I ever been nude? No, I think not on film.
Not in film.
No.
But you started out in theater.
I did.
You did, because you grew up in New York. Is that right?
I am from New York and grew
Where
up
in New
there.
York did you grow up?
Manhattan.
Wow.
Yeah. In the heart, in New York.
Wow.
Whatever that is. In New York. I don't even know. We don't have a New York thing. In New York. In
Did they
Manhattan.
have gang signs where you grew up? Is that?
I was pre-gang.
Oh, you were pre-gang. Okay. But going into making the transition from theater to television work.
Yes.
Or film work, did you find it very different in the way you kind of structured your characters and put them together?
No. The actor's homework? No, I find it to be very much the same. The way it's shot and all that, you know, very different. But no, the same work to create the character, I find.
Because for a designer, it's very different because you're sort of in the process watching the development of the script as you guys are up on stage. And so you're getting an idea and you get to try things out as people are working. In television, it's, you know, boot camp for costume designers. So we're getting people the morning of that they work and putting them in 7 outfits and and then next. So.
And that's so funny. I always say that working on television and a series regular, you're doing boot camp.
It's boot camp.
Oh, it is boot camp.
You really have to know your stuff. You know, especially and for some writers, for some producer writers, when you get the pages, and how do you guys do that when you get the pages so late and you're memorizing things like the morning of?
You know, I'm really slow at learning lines. So, and another thing, I'm slow and dyslexic, and I play medical doctors with the Latin.
You have a lot of information. It's like
I try.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot of talk.
It's a lot of talk.
Yeah, it's like procedurals, like CSI procedurals, where it's just endless information you have to say.
And I'm always begging, can't you say it in English? So this way, because the audience, what do they care?
Please say it in English.
Just English.
Anything. So from a fashion perspective, what was your favorite character that you've played?
Oh, wow, that's so interesting. From a fashion perspective, I guess it would have to be Liz on Nip Tuck.
Well, especially since you got to make an arc with her look, right?
Absolutely. It would be her.
Because that's rare.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Roma, they're commenting so much about you online, how beautiful you look, and they're wondering how your personal style has evolved as you've matured through all these different roles. They think you look quite radiant.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Thank you so much. I owe a lot of it. You should have seen before I came in. I owe a lot of it to makeup. No. And what was the question?
How has your personal style evolved?
Well, you know, this is what I want to say. I went to Catholic school. So I just wore uniforms. That's why being in a scrub felt good. So I just wore uniforms. But I have learned so much from costume designers. It's amazing what I have learned. So I feel that it has evolved to, I don't know, to have just a little something going on.
Well, you know, I find what actors say to me all the time in fittings is, I would never have put these things together.
Yeah.
Right? So it's often an inspiration for them to try different things and stretch without, you know, having to do the shopping themselves.
Absolutely. And having things fit.
Well, and having things fit.
That changes everything.
Or fitted to you.
Yes,
so,
fitted to you.
Yeah. So now, is there a project you're working on or just working on you'd like to talk to us about?
I just finished working with Halle Berry on in a film called The Hive.
Right.
Which was fantastic.
And where were you shooting that?
In L.A., downtown L.A.
that.
And The Hive, well, what it is, it's Halle plays a 911 operator. And it's the world from the point of view of a 911 operator.
Oh, wow.
Which is fantastic. It's a thriller.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, it is great.
And when, do you know, have any idea when they're thinking of releasing it?
I think next year.
Excellent. We'll keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Now, something else is going on with you. You're, you know, it's August, the end of August. A lot of people are going back to school.
Me too.
Yeah, you got the fever?
I didn't get a fever.
You didn't
it was
get
more like delirium.
So what prompted this?
Because I'm a New Yorker at heart. I want to move back to New York. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? So I'll do theater and hopefully teach theater to college students. But you need your MFA, which I didn't get.
So you're in an MFA program
Yes.
now for theater. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's in LA. What school are you
Cal
at?
State University of Long Beach.
Long
Woo!
They have a really good film program, a costuming program there.
They have a fantastic one, and they also have, which I didn't know, is a great writing department.
Excellent.
So that whole creative
that's
area
great. Yeah.
is fantastic.
So you're going back to school. Are there any like secrets to back to school dressing you want to share with our viewers?
Yes. Make sure things are clean. You're sitting very close to people a lot of the time. You know what? I go there at 9 in the morning. I get out at 10:30 at night because we have to rehearse. So I'm into comfort. I am into, things that feel good and are comfortable.
Right.
That would be mine.
Which could still be stylish.
That's all style.
Yeah, they're all like.
Please.
Yeah. It's actually a pickup bar in disguise as a school.
Absolutely. I'm not talking sweats. I don't do sweats.
No.
No, but yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I could talk to you all day, but we're out of time. So thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for asking.
And you'll stay with us and do
go
a little
to the
chat
room.
afterwards?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So it's time to roll up the red carpet and say goodbye. So we should go up a little more. I'd like to thank my producers, Susan Wren and Catherine Arnold, stylist extraordinaire Chris Manor, and of course the fabulous Roma Mafia. Now, don't forget to do your homework. Talk to and share us with your friends and get them to do their homework, which is to follow me on Twitter at RedCarpetLuke, like us on Facebook at Seekers of the Red Carpet, and subscribe to emPOWERme.tv, and you'll get their e-newsletter. Now, most of all, leave us your comments. Tell us what you think. The content on SRC TV is driven by what you tell us you need, so don't be shy. Join us next week when we'll have more fashion, fun, and glamour secrets from behind the Hollywood curtain. Now stick around after the show for more conversation in the chat room with Roma Mafia, Chris Manor, Alana Pratt, and me, Luke Reichley. I am your host. Goodbye. Sure. Hi, we're back. Hi, I'm Luke Reichley. Welcome back to Secrets of the Red Carpet, Style from the Inside Out on emPOWERme.tv. I'm here in the chat room with Roma Maffia, Chris Manor, and the object of my monochromatic affection, Alana Pratt.
Oh, I'm so touched.
Alana, what's going on?
Well, this is great. Red Hot 43 wants to know, were you ever given a costume, Roma, that you thought was completely wrong for your character, and then how did you deal with it?
That's so interesting. That was completely wrong.
Or even just off?
No.
Or distracting? Was there one that was distracting?
No, you know what? I've been fortunate enough to be able to talk to the costume designer. So usually we come to some kind of, something. So no, I haven't felt that it's been completely wrong or that I couldn't change some part of it to make me feel comfortable.
Well, collaboration is really key in that process because it's a lot of times the actor will find their character in the fitting room.
Mm. Oh, you know what? I do have a story. First time I did a film, it was in New Jersey, and I played a cave woman. It went way back in time. And actually, Chris Noth was in it. He doesn't remember. But they pulled out, they had two garbage bags filled with wigs that looked like messed up. And I asked for one. And they said, no, you were the prototype. So that is something, that was a dysfunction.
See, that's what you get for going to New Jersey. One.
It's true. That is true.
And way back in time, too.
And back in time.
Yeah, I know.
I love your hair. And actually, we have a question here about your hair. Someone else has hair just like yours and wants to know your secret to make it look so fabulous.
Thank you. You know what? I just discovered mixed chicks.
Yes!
Mixed chicks?
Mixed chicks. I never heard of that before.
Yes,
and
they're
for
great.
Curly hair, it's really great.
Excellent.
Yes, and they're a wonderful duo, how they got their whole business started. Do you know the story behind it?
No, I know nothing about them.
Oh, they are amazing women who just were making it in the garage. And then it's like this women's empowerment thing. What are we going to do? Well, let's just create and see what happens. And now it's huge.
That's fantastic.
It's so
Isn't that a
good.
great story?
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get your mixed chicks.
Yeah,
chicks.
for sure. Plug for them. And for you, love, as I take my wardrobe from summer to fall, can I incorporate any of the summer trends into my fall wardrobe?
Yes. Probably not color-wise, but peplum. Peplum is a big trend for the summer, and it will transition into fall greatly.
What's peplum?
Peplum. It's the flap that comes out at the waist, either on a skirt or a blouse. It'll be streamlined, and then there'll be just a little pop. It's called a peplum, and it's great for women with narrow body types, athletic shapes. Gives you a great hourglass silhouette.
Now, colors,
I love that.
there was so much bright color in summer that would be hard to top it. But there is color going forward into fall, right? It's a little deeper. They go a little deeper.
The deep red, right? Very, very deep cranberry red. What are some other colors?
I've always wanted to know who decides what this color is.
That's
the
a
color
great
god?
question.
Like,
Yeah.
It's a long story because it filters down. It used to filter down from the couture designers and it's kind of this when everybody gets the same idea at the same time.
Exactly.
It's like a virus. It's like a color virus.
5 times makes a trend. If
Five
you see it
times.
5 times during Fashion Week, then it's a trend.
That is so
So there you go.
interesting.
Yeah.
And so the manufacturers look at that and decide if that is the trend, how can we translate that into main floor dressing?
so no under the table money or
Somebody from the red family
red-
is saying,
yes, the red-
listen, make red hot this season.
The red dye people have decided.
we have a couple challenge questions, one's for each of you. Most challenging role in theater, most challenging celeb to dress. Ladies first.
I would say that Fool for Love was the most challenging theatrical.
Because
the character was, Sam Shepard wrote it, and the character goes a lot of places emotionally. And I think that was tough.
thank you.
Most challenging celeb to dress? The one that won't stop criticizing themselves. That's the hardest thing, when a celebrity
that's
just
so
won't
smart.
stop with this is sticking out, that is sticking out, I don't like, just wait, let's get to a happy place with where we're starting.
Find your happy place.
Right.
And then go from there, because otherwise you're going to hate everything I put you in.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good
Absolutely.
point.
What would you say about that one, Luke?
I agree with Chris. I think that it's certainly easier to dress someone who feels good about their bodies. But
Right.
I would say 80% of the people I see in my fitting rooms, male and female, come in with some idea about what they look like and what they look good in. And some of them have costume designer damage because they've been in rooms with costume designers and stylists who have not paid attention to
I see
what their needs are, and have just given them a hanger and say, "Here, wear this," which really never works because it's a collaboration. And so coming in with a preconceived idea of my waist is this, or my bust is this, or my thighs are this. And that's all you focus on, and no matter what you put you in, that's what they see, right?
So, and they're defensive before they even walk in the door.
Right. Yeah. But it's it's just it's human nature.
Sure.
So it's just a matter of like easing into it and getting them going.
You're like therapists.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. One last question. Do we have time for?
Yes, we have one more question.
I went back to school when I was 26. And started over with my degree, and they're asking you, how did you get the courage to go back to school, or are there people from all ages these days in school?
Yes. Yes, there are people all ages, absolutely. I think, you know what, it's funny because it doesn't feel like going back to school. I just like to learn. So it just feels like a continuation of learning something. So yeah, it's filled with everybody. So if you're thinking about going back to school, I say yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's almost like school here every week, I think, all that we learn.
I learned something.
That's true.
Right, I do too.
Yeah.
I learned something always from my guests and from the questions that you guys send in. So keep those questions coming and stay in the chat room. So, it's time to wrap it up. And I just want to say the first thing that I would get when going back to school would be the right lunchbox. Very important.
Very important.
That's challenging.
Because you're carrying that thing around all the time.
The right backpack.
The right
backpack. Lead-free.
Don't say backpack. So the end is here. I'd like to thank Roma Mafia, Chris Manor, and my magnificent obsession, Alana Pratt, for another great session of Secrets of the Red Carpet, Style from the Inside Out on emPOWERme.tv. This is Luke Reichley saying goodbye.
Mwah.